Okay, everyone. And to those that will be soon watching on the YouTube live stream, there may be a slight delay in whether or not we may be able to hear you or not. So just bear to that. There will be a slight delay. All right, so let me share my screen. Oops, not that button. All right, I am calling this meeting to order at 7:04 p.m. Michael, can you please do the roll call?
Yes, sir. Brandon Monroe.
Freshman Senator, present.
Ramera Perry. Kayla Beacott. David Gonzalez Hernandez.
Sophomore Senator present.
Riley Corsat.
Sophomore Senator present.
Haley Jordan.
Sophomore Senator present.
Talawani DeBayo Doherty. Seven Fierce. Shania Clark.
Junior Senator present.
Diana Martinez.
Senior Senator present.
Cameron Ziegler. Joshua Brown. Soniki Singhal. Shara Snyder.
Graduate Senator present.
Jakari Hudson.
Commuter Senator present.
Tyler Holden.
Commuter Senator present.
Jack Stevens.
Commuter Senator present.
Jasmine Israel.
Residential Senator present.
Dania Terrell. Tim Fang. Azaria Journey.
Senator at large present.
Elijah King. Mara Crenshaw.
At large Senator present.
Jeremy Brown. Edmund P. Gayton.
Edmund P. Gayton, Student Organization Senator present.
Mason Newcomer.
Brian Scholes, Senator present.
Leslie Akatalim.
College of Arts and Sciences Senator present.
Saloni Shaw.
School of Ed Senator present.
Kennedy Green.
Health and Human Sciences Senator present.
All right, that's everybody.
Can you tell me how many people do you have that's present, Michael? And let me know if they meet quorum. Remember to remove 3 from the total number if it's not updated on the sheet. because all I need is 18.
All right, I got 23, so we should be good.
All right. Moving on. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes? The minutes were sent out last week along with the email. Evan,
Motion to amend the minutes to fix the spelling of President Mingesh's name. It's the A and the E should be flipped in the way it's spelled now.
okay. That would be accepted and fixed. Evan,
And motion to approve the minutes.
is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Mason,
Motion to amend the agenda to add FB 04 to new business.
okay, thank you. Accepted. Mason,
Motion to approve the amended agenda.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay, the agenda has been approved. Next, we will have our legislative assistant appointment. Today I appoint Alani Rouse as my new legislative assistant. Her major is African-American, African Diaspora Studies with a psychology minor. An interesting fact about Alani is that she's a spoken word poet and has opened for renowned poets. Alani said she applied to become a legislative assistant because she's passionate about students' well-being and make sure everyone is informed, and she wants to connect with more with her peers. Give me 1 second as I put her into a breakout room. Okay. The reason why I chose Alani as a legislative assistant is because in our interview, she brought some key items that she wants to bring to help revamp how minutes are taken, as well as how to be a better legislative assistant. That way, minutes can be formulated in a more simplistic way, but yet still carrying all the content that it needs to. So when students are asking about the minutes, they can easily find it. She also wants to do more of like a weekly emails from the legislative assistant and the vice president, and she wants to streamline a lot of communication that way. So these are great ideas that she had brought to me. That's also why I chose her to be my legislative assistant. Are there any questions? If not, Michael, can you send out the link for everyone to vote? Remember, only voting members of the student body can vote. So that is all my senator positions, no exec, and it's no students, please. The link has been put into the chat.
It's not letting me type.
You can just try and refresh the form.
Remember, senators, please complete the form and as soon as possible. If you're still having technical issues, please just chat me and I should be able to fix it.
All right, so the votes are in. Lenny Rossi will now become the new legislative system with a vote of 19-0. Thank you all for participating.
Alani, are you here?
Yes, I am.
All right, congratulations. You are now the new legislative assistant.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Right. Okay, as a reminder, this is student forum. Any students present and wishing to speak may speak at this time. SGA members may respond, but can only bring up new topics during Senate forum. And the way for all the students to speak, if you would like, you can put a X in the chat, or you can use the raise your hand feature. That way we can see you, but at this time, we're back into student forum. I'm sorry. Okay, seeing that there is none, we will be continuing to move forward. So I'm just making sure the chat is up on my other screen. Can everyone see my screen? Just okay. Okay, so now we're going into old business. Old business of SR 9904. Give me 1 second to pull that up. Let's stop sharing my screen just to make sure everything's working. Sorry, all my computer is going a little slow. Once and again. Okay, SR 9904. We will have that actually reported from Chair of the Social Justice, Diversity and Inclusion, Leslie. So Leslie, the floor is now yours to report on that legislation.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing okay today. But the Social Justice, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee reviewed the resolution, and after talking with the authors, we have moved to table it indefinitely in favor of splitting the content into two separate pieces of legislation, one that will be introduced tonight. Thank you.
Moving forward, we have AR 9902. That was actually the one I was looking for in this. Authored by Emin Gayton and Jasmine Israel. Would you all like to come up? I will share this on the screen so everyone can see it. This is AR 9902, COVID-19 Climate Survey Report.
Okay, so I read this last week, so if there would be a motion to view as read, I would greatly appreciate that, so I don't have to read it all again.
Azariah,
Motion to view is read.
is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All right, Edmund, floor is yours again.
All right, cool. So, quick update on this. So last Thursday, myself, Jasmine, Saheem, Haz, and Peyton, we had a meeting with administration to sort of talk about the SGA COVID-19 committee and also talk about some different aspects about COVID and touch bases on the survey that we actually did. And so basically we went over this piece of legislation. They gave out some recommendations. Saheem, if you could scroll down to the recommendations part in the resolve clause. So they gave their points on some of these different recommendations. And so basically for some of them, such as number 4, well, some of them most of them we're going to change just so that falls more in line with what the university is able and capable of doing, just so we are able to put out a very comprehensive and the best piece possible. So we will be changing some of those actual recommendations. So for this piece, I ask that you all don't vote on it today, as there's still changes that need to be made. But I can say for the first point, face masks, we are getting face masks that we'll be tabling next week to give out, but I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, basically we had a meeting about it. The resolution is in a good state. However, we just have to change a couple of things and we weren't able to get the information until later this week, hopefully starting next week. So ideally next Tuesday, this will be able to be voted on.
From the recommendation of the author, I would like to, Jakari.
Hi, I just have a question. I'm reading the second one, and I know that you guys are saying like UNCG shall require classes to have hybrid options, which is totally okay. I was just wondering, like I signed up for a in-person class, but now it is hybrid. So I know some people are doing that already. Is there any way that we can also make sure that some classes are in person if we do like, follow the mask mandate and everything and such?
Yeah, so good question, Jakar. So number 2 is one that whatever number it was, that's one that we're gonna end up taking out just because, logistically it's hard to really require that classes are hybrid, just because I was talking to Dr. Hamilton, the logistics behind it and all the planning that they have already done, and not every classroom in class is capable of having a hybrid option. That's what the information that we're given, but we'll get more information about that. In regards of saying classes to be in person, we could, but being transparent based off of the data from the survey, if we were to do that, we'd sort of be going against what majority of students would be saying. So I think in that regard, we'll probably just won't make any recommendation on like where classes should be at, because I don't think it'd be a good look for us to sort of go against the will of all students in a sense. Yes, but and then also if you do have other questions and whatnot, I do recommend, I'm just going to plug in that we did have a form earlier today that will be posted on our YouTube to check that out, because some of the questions and things were answered there as well. But thank you for your question, Jakar.
Thank you, Edmund.
As a recommendation from the chair to table this piece to a 3rd reading, I would like a motion to do that.
Motion to table for a 3rd reading.
Second.
Is there any second? Right, there's a second. This piece will be tabled to a 3rd reading. All right. Now we're going into new business. First up in new business is Senator reports. Give me a second as I pull that up. All right, these are their senator reports. First up is freshman senators. Brandon Moore. Just unmute yourself and talk about what's on the slide.
Alrighty, so So what I've been up to, I've had my meeting with Saheem, which is our vice president. I've been going through the process of changing my major and then working with the finance committee. What's coming up for me is serving on the legislative committee and then trying to relax.
Are there any questions? Sophomore senators? You can go in the order that's on the slide. So I see there's Jordan Marsh, Jonah Moss, then David Gonzalez Hernandez, and then Riley Crusoe.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. What I've been up to is I've been working with Saloni to make Valentine's cards for the elderlies. I've been working with Aaron and Meredith for my Valentine's incentive. If anybody wants to help with that, I'm just basically tabling in a UC Commons on February 14th on Monday, giving away roses, and I have some of the other senators helping me with that as well. And also with the Spartan Spotlight, I'm also doing that as well. What's to come up, I have a meeting with Sahim tomorrow, and then I have a disability visibility incentive in March alongside with Riley in the ORS office the week of March 3rd. I'm also doing a March of Dimes collaboration with Keandria or Key for the kickoff for the safety walk on March 3rd. And yeah. Also, it's my birthday, y'all.
Happy birthday.
You can go ahead and go, Riley. Also, happy birthday.
Hey everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Riley Corso. What I've been up to recently is I've been meeting with ORS bi-weekly just to discuss all different sort of programs that they're doing. Awa and Eli and I have been working on the religious accommodations resolution. What else are we doing? I'm currently writing legislation with the gender diversity workshop conduct team, student leader advisory board, meeting with the Office of Agricultural Engagement, promoting SGA Student Forum, joining ADPI, and talking to UNCG PD to set up regular meetings with SGA.
Okay, David.
All right, hello everybody. My name is David. My pronouns are he, him, his. So I'm trying to encourage students to reach out to SGA. I've been working with students to try to address on-campus issues and meeting with the Office of Dean of Students when needed. So what's coming up, I have my meeting with Saheem on Friday, and yeah, trying to write legislation to address student concerns.
Okay, thank you. Next up is junior senators. That's Tolawami and Shania Clark.
Hi everyone. It's Tolawami here. So some things I've been up to. I plan to what I've been doing. I've been working with the legislative committee to approve legislation for this school year, and also what I have planned upcoming is to meet with Saheem for senator one-on-ones and meeting with other senators on concerns that have been raised so far within the junior class at UNCG.
Hi, my name is Shania Clark. I've been working with the Student Concerns Committee, working on getting surveys from students with the CAF concerns and also for the student ID concerns. I've been working with addressing for, what is it called? I just lost my thought, but I did my one-on-one with Saheem and addressed about the student concerns with schedules and advisors for students' degree works plan.
Okay, are there any questions? I do see there's an X in the chat. I mixed it. Evan?
Yeah, it was about the previous slide, the sophomore senators report.
Okay, we can go back. You may ask questions.
Yeah, it was sort of two short questions for Jordan. The first one was for the Valentine's Day cards. Is that going to be something, is that like an SGA sponsored event, or is that just something like y'all are doing outside? And then the second thing, I know you mentioned that you're gonna hand out roses. Is that going to be introduced, like, is that funding coming from SGA, and like, is that gonna be a bill that we're gonna see sometime soon so we can allocate those funds?
Hey, yes, and thank you for your question. So for the first question, the Valentine's cards with Saloni, I know she sent out an email, but I am still gonna work on like doing the Valentine's card. It is the SGA thing, but I do this every year just by myself. Like I said, when I was talking to Haz and Saheem, like I do this every single year for the elderlies, like just make them cards and give them, like roses and stuff. And then for the February 14th incentive on Valentine's Day, yes, it is. It's already been approved by Finance Committee. There is not going to be a bill on it. The money does come from SGA, and yeah, that's how I'm going to do the roses. So thank you for those questions. And also, if anybody wants to help, y'all could just like DM me.
Okay, senior senators. We have Joshua Brown Middleton, Diana Martinez, and Cameron Ziegler. Cameron cannot be here today for an emergency, so I will quickly read over her point. So Cameron is our new senator that was appointed last week. So what she's been doing is meeting with myself. She's reached out to the College of Arts and Sciences and other schools about graduation. There's been a concern about that. What she's been up to is working with COVID-19 committees, collaborating with peers to gain interest in community needs. And now I'll pass over to Josh. I believe Josh is here. Actually, he's absent. Josh also is absent. He's has one with me. He's also been collaborating with Cameron to work on a senior sort of forum. He's been volunteering at local food drives and meeting with the finance committee on spring allocations. If there are any questions, their two emails are on the Zoom. So seniors that are watching or people that are watching, if you would like to reach out to those senior senators, their emails are right there. That way you can also connect. Dana Martinez is also a senior, but I think she put hers in a different slide. Okay, no.
No, I'm sorry. I wasn't able to put on the slide. Sorry about that. But I do have information if it's okay for me to still present, unless you would prefer it to be on the slide.
Go ahead. You can do it.
Thank you. Sorry, everyone, for not having my information on the slides, but at the moment, I am working with the Social Justice Activism Alliance to get more student involvement in that club, and also get people to volunteer with GC Stop, which is like a really good organization that helps with people with drug addictions, and also the Women's Clinic in Greensboro. I also have to create a one-on-one with Saheem. I would love to help with the Valentine's Day cards with Jordan, if that's okay. And right now, I've been in contact with Mara for a little bit about the Black History Month events. Right now, I'm trying to work on setting up a small business pop-up shop, possibly during the movie night that we're having. I talked to Aaron and Meredith yesterday, and I'm just trying to see if I can get into contact with more small businesses. And right now, I'm also trying to make connections with an organization called El Pueblo Incorporated, and it's a leadership development primarily for Latino students. So I'm trying to see if we can get them to come to UNCG and possibly connect the Latino community here in UNCG and try to make that a strong community here. But yes, what's coming up next for me? Like I said, I have to create a one-on-one with Saheem, and also work with the Valentine's Day card and the Black History Month events going on.
And Diana Martinez also has recently been appointed as our elections chair. So she will also be working on that too. Congratulations again, Diana.
Thank you. And thanks guys for voting for me again.
At-large senators, Mara.
Hi, everybody. So what I've been up to, I've been coordinating Black History Month events with Black Student Union. Those are currently in the works. We have found the people we're going to donate to. We're going to do our tabling probably next week. And we've gotten a box for that. And the movie night is also still getting worked on. And then I did my one-on-one with Saheem. I'm assisting the PR team with questions for the trivia, working on legislation and planning initiatives for the Women's History Month. And then coming up next, I have meetings with Haz. hosting that movie night and the tabling for donations, working with the COVID Concerns Committee and the Current Concern Committee, and then also working on the Women's History Month initiatives. And I just put that little picture there for inspiration.
Azariah?
As you can see, the at-large senators can't share a page because we got too much going on. So my name is Azariah Journey, if you don't know, and I use they, she pronouns. What I've been up to, writing some legislation. I'm working on the Transgender Day of Visibility bill, which we'll be talking about later on. Been meeting with students during the week to talk about issues within UNCG that I'll bring up within SGA later once I can get some more information from these students. I've been meeting with the Civic Engagement Academy and working with Dr. Craig regarding student leadership events and working with the Mentorship Collective at UNCG. What's coming up, I will eventually be meeting with Saheem for our one-on-one meeting, writing legislation regarding the impact adult students have on campus. I'm preparing for a conference in Halifax, England that I want a full scholarship to, so I'm working on my presentation for that. Working on those Valentine's Day cards. I'll be up there helping with that. I'm really excited. I've been going to start working with Riley on creating a safe space for students to come to SGA with the concerns and statements. And I've also been working with PRISM as a mentor to the LGBTQIA2+ community to feel safer at UNCG.
Next up is Elijah.
Congrats, Azariah, first on your great scholarship. My name is Eli. Well, Elijah King, I go by Eli, he, him pronouns. I've been working on legislation with Riley and Awa on extending dining and inclusionary accommodation for religious observances. What's coming up for me right now, I'm running a campaign for president of North Carolina College Democrats. My one-on-one with me meeting with Saheem is up tomorrow, and then writing legislation or exploring legislation rather on environmental justice awareness on campus. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.
His email is right there. Are there any questions for any of the at-large senators before we move on? Seeing there is none. Residential senator, first we have Jasmine up.
Okay, so what I've been up to is I had the student webinar today regarding COVID, and then I have the SR 9906, passed that, and the survey legislation that we just talked about earlier in the meeting, helped write that. And I've been having meetings with administration regarding COVID climate on campus and meetings with Edmund and what's coming up, legislative committee meetings and COVID-19 concerns committee meetings and getting that situated and set up and starting on that committee.
Are there any questions? And yes, shout out to Jazz Day for the webinar. That will be posted soon on our Instagram as well as our YouTube. So let everyone know that if there's any questions. Some questions might have been answered during the webinar, but yes, you did a great job moderating that today. And also the webinar went over a lot of stuff that we mentioned in our COVID survey. So it's definitely a great watch just to see what administration answers that they have about the COVID climate and COVID policies that we have on campus. Community centers, we have Jakari and Jack and Tyler as well.
Right. So a lot of what we've been up to, we've served on the legislative committee. We've sort of led in legislation. We've made recommendations for the betterment of bills and resolutions so that they could be introduced to the Senate. I know we've been doing good work with that. We've planned for a potential day where commuters can feel more included with campus so that they could be more connected through having a time and a place to chat, as well as providing food and snacks. I know that was more Jakari's idea, so I definitely made sure to give him credit on this slide here. So we created a group me chat, was another idea that we had, so that commuters, senators could communicate with each other and have a more useful means of communication with one another so we could work together and collaborate and get things done. So we've also been mentioning to students that we are on the SGA, we're listening to their concerns, and anything that they may have for we're there for them. And what's coming up next? We have a little bit of a possibility of maybe setting up a time so that we can meet with our constituents in person or over in Zoom. We want to be more accessible to be able to hear what they have to say as our constituents. So that would be good. Is there any questions?
Also, can the community students, can I put your emails in the chat since they're not in the on the slide? That's what I meant. Yeah, can you put your emails in the chat? I believe there's another slide. Okay. Student organizational centers.
Yeah, so I can speak for me and Jeremy. We've been working really close together on a lot of initiatives. So what we've been up to, we've done some student organization centers meet and greet. So basically people can come by to the cubicles and they got to meet us and talk about some of their concerns in this, that they all have. Working on a SGA Student Orgs Day. We pushed that back. Originally it was supposed to take place in January, but because of the fact that meetings are no longer to be held in person, we wanted to hold off on that in hopes that we'll be able to have an in-person version of it. Working with CAP on a Student Org Day drop-in lunchathon, meeting with student organizations leaders about different concerns, one of which was being membership and how to get members more involved. Sending student organizations updates. So anytime that there's anything major with SGA, we always will shoot them an email to the presidents to send out to everyone else. The last two things apply to myself. Today did the COVID response webinar, and then also last week had meetings with administration. Some things that me and Jeremy have coming up is we have student organizations meeting drop-ins. So we're gonna try to go and drop into different student orgs meetings and see if there's any concerns that they might have or things that they want from us. So we'll be right there talking to everyone in the org. Host some student orgs town hall, just some casual town halls so people can come to us and express any concerns that they might have. Finalizing plans on Student Organizations Day. And then next week we'll be distributing face masks in the EUC.
Are there any questions? Just put an X in the chat or raise your hand. Seeing that they're on them, I'm going to move forward. Graduate student senators. Sure, do you mind doing Sanika's part as well?
Sure. I know this looks very chaotic, but so Sanika has been working with the finance hearings and deliberations and I guess meeting with the Graduate Student Association. And then I guess going forward, she's going to be meeting with Mason to ensure funds are granted to the organizations properly. On my side, I've been working with the Social Justice Diversity Inclusion Committee on various initiatives. And I've been working really hard on bringing the GSA and the SGA a little bit closer together, making sure that, there's kind of a cross border awareness between graduate students and undergrads. And that's been something I've been working on with the GSA and the committee I'm on. I've been working with the dean at the Joint School of Nanoscience and Nanoengineering on making a community room for graduate students there because they don't have a lot of resources over there. And I've also been trying in working with them to get vending machines for actual meal options for them. I've been hosting office hours at JSNN. It's kind of hard for me to be on main campus, but I'm accessible for all graduate students by email. I participated in the student leader advisory board and the multicultural student advisory board. I've been discussing things with GSA e-board and the GSA senators to get more about their concerns as graduate students. And I already had my one-on-one with Saheem. Going forward, I'm working on trying to come up with a buddy program. I'm going to try and see if I can establish it at the joint school first, and then maybe I'll move on to working to main campus's international student community to see if I can help them develop a similar program. I've been talking to Kindle about attending an ASG meeting, and I've also been discussing with GSA. I'm going to be discussing in the future with GSA senators the difference between SGA, GSA, and the ASG, because that's kind of something they don't know anything about. And reaching back out to Alexis to discuss more graduate student representation in the ASG. continuing to work on the SGA GSA relationships and trying to bring them closer together through both the GSA Student Engagement Committee and the SGA's Student Justice, Diversity, Inclusion Committee. I'm excited to hear about what the COVID-19 committee is going to be doing in the future. I'm hopefully going to be able to play some role in that, and just, working with the GSA and the GSA senators about their concerns for graduate students and stuff in the future.
Okay, thank you. I know those are a whole lot of GSA, ASGs, and SGAs, but just for everyone, GSA is the Graduate Student Association, and an ASG is the Association of Student Governments, which is basically a governing body for all 17 UNC systems, including UNCG. Just for everyone that doesn't know what all these acronyms are, in case we're just throwing so many acronyms, nobody know what they meant. Are there any questions? It doesn't know. Bryan School of Business and Economics Senator, Mason.
Well, I'm Mason. That's my email. If you would like to meet with me, please email me and we can set up a Zoom appointment. What I've been up to, I had the January meeting for ASG. I've had finance hearings and deliberations. I had the Bryan School President's Council meeting. I met with a Bryan School student to discuss issues that they've seen. And then I've been in communication with Saluni and Kennedy regarding future legislation. And then what's coming up is I'm going to meet with them to discuss how to adapt solutions for this issue regarding concentrations into their respective schools. And then I'm going to be meeting with the Bryan School student again, as well as department heads to discuss potential solutions and how to implement them.
Are there any questions? Thank you so much for that, Mason. Our finance chair. Seeing that there is none, moving on. College of Arts and Sciences Senator, Leslie.
Hello, everyone. I am Leslie, and there is my email if you'd like to reach out to me, as well as my office hours for any future appointments. Some of the things that I've been working on is working on the committee for initiatives that we have for the semester and upcoming months, and awareness, special dates that we want to highlight. I had my one-on-one with Saheem. And then I have attended the Disability Visibility Committee, and we have a meeting in March. Also trying to work on getting disability statement on the SGA website. And then also working on the Black History Month initiatives, such as a student spotlight, getting that survey out there. And just a reminder, feel free to highlight some of your peers if they've done anything impactful on campus or just the community. And also committee meetings. We just recently had a review for the Transgender Day of Visibility bill. And what's coming up, working on some Valentine's Day cards for the elderly, supporting different events that are going on in February with the College of Arts and Sciences, and also working on putting up flyers and emails for student surveys within the school. Also have planned different collaborations with student groups for the upcoming months of March and April, and then working on the banners for those respective months.
Any questions? Seeing there is none, moving on. College of Human and Health Sciences Senator Kennedy.
Hey guys, so my name is Kennedy Green, and what I've been up to is the finance hearings and deliberations. I had my one-on-one with Saheem today, as well as I just was put on the COVID-19 committee. So as far as what's coming up next, I plan to collaborate with Mason and Saluni to discuss how students may best explore their minor and concentration options in our particular schools. I also plan to contact the CAP office to reserve a table for the upcoming donations in the EUC as a part of Black History Month event, exploring the initiatives of the COVID-19 committee, as well as planning events for Women's History Month.
Thank you. Are there any questions? School of Education Center, Saloni.
Hey y'all. So what have I been up to? I've been providing School of Ed students with a summer opportunity that I've been working with for the last 3 summers. I've also kind of been working with some of the freshmen, like intro to education professors, and kind of being a mentor for students who are interested in joining the School of Education. What's coming up? I have yet to kind of get the ball rolling with Valentine's Day cards, and I do apologize for that, but tomorrow I will be coming up to the cubicles to kind of put some, I guess, like paper, construction paper and things like that. So if you do want to go ahead and make your Valentine's Day card at any point, if you are at the cubicle, go ahead and make it. And like Mason and Kennedy said, we're going to be working together to kind of just work on that gap between students knowing their concentrations and their minors. So yeah.
Thank you. And that is all of the senators. If y'all have any questions that you didn't feel comfortable asking on the Zoom, each senator email was on the Zoom. So please, if you have any questions, please reach out. Now we are on FB 9902, Finance Bill 9902. Here is Finance Bill 9902. Edmund.
All right, so this is Finance Bill 9902, a bill to be entitled the approval of SGA funding to purchase 99th session t-shirts. Short title, 99th session t-shirts, authored by Hazael Mengesha, sponsored by myself, signatories Sierra Isabella, Alexis, Page, Awa, and Kendall. Submitted date was February 4th, and the first reading is today. Section 1, the Student Senate of UNC Greensboro Student Government Association adopts the following bill. Whereas previous sessions of the Student Government Association have designed and purchased t-shirts that represent the organization, and whereas the t-shirts were purchased in abundance not only to be provided for those who are within the association, but as well for the student body based on availability to promote engagement and awareness within our community. And whereas this 99th session of the Student Government Association did not have many opportunities to utilize funding provided within the budget of the fall 2021 semester and has $34,116.42 in remaining operational finances to spend for the duration of the session. And whereas the cost of the 150 Student Government Association t-shirts, in which the sizes will be composed of 30 smalls, 40 mediums, 30 large, 25 extra large, and 25 extra larges, will total $2,215 or $14.77 per t-shirt. And whereas to ensure funds within the SGA expenses subcategory of the total operational budget will still be sufficient for future initiative usage, and now therefore be it enacted, the Student Senate shall approve the proposed distribution of funds from the various subcategories under the operational budget for the production and purchasing of the 99th session Student Government Association t-shirts by the Executive Cabinet. Section 2, this act shall be effective upon enrollment. And I will yield my time to Haz to actually explain more of this and the actual distribution of funds.
Thank you, Edmund. Yeah, so basically, just straightforward. We didn't get the opportunity to create and purchase t-shirts like every session usually does. So, I went ahead and thank you to Kendall and my cabinet, and went ahead and designed some shirts. I think, Saheem, if you're on that, could you click on that link? Yeah. So if you click on that, and if you have the drive, so these are what the shirts are gonna look like, front and back. I like them. Probably one of my favorite shirts I've seen from SGA. Got a lot of verbiage on the back and stuff. So if y'all want to look at that, you can, and you could go back to the bill. So basically, yeah, those shirts, those are on custom ink. Those are the sizes that we've drafted. Those sizes came from the initial sweatshirts that we ordered earlier this year. So I kind of took those numbers and made them proportional to about 150 t-shirts. That way, we can have shirts not only for those within the association, but shirts to pass out to our student body whenever we do tabling. The total of the shirts will be $2,215 a set, or $14.77 per t-shirt. And, that mostly comes from the coloring and the type of t-shirts that they're made out of. But I can tell y'all, after having discussions with Erin, that she has been in contact with local vendors to get a cheaper quote. So, cheaper is better. So whenever I get that, I will update that. And, since this will have to be presented next week anyways for a second reading, hopefully I can get that better number. But nothing will be more expensive than that, just to keep y'all, updated. And then if you go on the enacted for the proposed distribution of funds, if you have any questions about that, basically, this is our budget. So if you go to the operational funds team, appreciate you. So this is not what the actual budget looks like. I just made a mock-up. So this is a copy that I made. The only thing that changed was what you see in red. So basically each of our respective subcategories, as mentioned in the bill, have specific funds out of the whole operational funds, even though technically it's all the same money. So if you scroll down a little bit to where you can see the bottom, the SGA expenses, yeah, boom. So you see the SGA pullovers that we ordered. We took that out of the SGA expenses, as we usually should. But that left with all those expenses, it left us with about $1,500 right before the t-shirts, and that would $2,200 on top of $1,500 would put us in a negative. So I kind of am proposing and hopeful that y'all would approve us to distribute the funds that way, that it can be evenly spread throughout all the groups. So that way, not each group will get hit, and that way, we're allocating the money well. If you scroll up, the way I picked these numbers were if you go back to the budget summary for me, Saheem, appreciate you. If you see right there with the operational breakdown, those numbers is the percent that each branch or each subcategory gets out of the operational budget. I just took those percentages. For example, yes, the executive branch gets 41.34% of the operational budget. So I just took that number, multiplied it by the total cost of the t-shirts, and that's how I got, and I did that for all the categories. So if you go back to operational for me, Saheem, that's how I got those numbers. And that's why some of them, they're not the exact same numbers, but they're proportional. They all add up to $2,215. But once again, like I mentioned, if I get that cheaper quote, or when I do, I will update this to be, same proportional, same concept, but it will be cheaper, and it will be in the same method. So hopefully I can get that number before next week, but if not, these are the numbers. So you can go back to the bill. If anyone has any questions about anything, I'll be sure to answer them.
Mason.
So just so I'm clear, this is this money's coming is what our treasurer is in charge of, correct?
That is correct.
Evan.
Point of order, Evan.
We haven't officially
moved to the discussion.
Yeah. This is not discussion yet. So
we'll answer that question. Mason, keep that when we come back. Now we're in a period of 5 minutes period of discussion. At this point, I'm sorry, 5 minutes of Q&A. I apologize, I'm backwards. 5 minutes of Q&A. If there are any points of Q&A, now Mason, you can ask your question.
So like I was saying, this is the money that Anthony is in charge of, correct?
Correct. So yeah, our treasurer, Anthony Cordy, oversees the overall budget, and I have, before I even presented this, I already sent this legislation to him, and he's seen the funding and mock-up, and he approves it. So I hope that answered your question.
Riley?
If there are no further questions, motion to move to discussion.
Is there a second?
Second, Elijah King.
Okay, there's a second. Now we're in period of 5 minutes of discussion. If there's no, Mar,
Seeing that there are no points of discussion, motion to move into new
Second.
business.
what was that?
Seconded by Elijah King.
All right, this piece has been tabled for a second reading. Now moving into Finance Bill 9903. Sponsored by Mara and Edmund. So either one of you all can come and read the legislation.
I can read it. Okay, so this is a Finance Bill 9903, a bill to be entitled the approval of SJ funding to purchase movie licensing. The short title is Movie Purchase, authored by Saheem Jones, sponsored by Mara Crenshaw and Edmund P. Gaten. The submitted date was February 7, 2022. First reading, February 8th. Okay. So Section 1, the Student Senate of UNC Greensboro's Student Government Association adopts the following bill, whereas the 99th session of the Student Government Association has dedicated or decided to partner with the Black Student Union in hosting a movie night highlighting Malcolm X, and whereas the 99th session of the Student Government Association did not have many opportunities to utilize funding provided within our budget in the fall 2021 semester, and has 34,116.42 in remaining operational finances to spend for the duration of the session. And whereas the Black Student Union was not able to receive funding during the last allocation period because of the organization being inactive, and whereas the cost of the Malcolm X movie licensing fee is $650, and whereas to ensure the event and funds are kept during the remainder of the 99th session, the fee will come out of the legislative branch expenses, and now therefore be it enacted, the Student Senate shall approve the purchase of the licensing fee of $650 to help relieve some stress off of the Black Student Union organization. I yield my time to Saheem.
Yes. So as basically the same way with the t-shirts, we took some money out of the legislative branch. So right here, back in the overall budget, and the operational, as you can see, the legislative branch has $8,500 to spend. So licensing fees would be $650, and that will remain as what $7,850. Since this is a help sponsor event from SGA as well, with the Black Student Union as a partnership, we just decided to take the fee out of that from that side in the legislative branch. Now we're going to be moving into a period of Q&A. Are there any questions? Mason?
No, I could just be remembering incorrectly, but I feel like I remember researching this as a student group has requested this in the past, and found that in school or educational related events, movies are allowed to be presented without a licensing fee. Is that incorrect in this situation?
From from the knowledge of the advisors, they said we had to purchase the movie licensing fee. Meredith also put something in the chat as
I was
well.
gonna say, yeah, it's different if it's like used in like a classroom setting or if like the library owns it or something like that. But since this would be considered a public showing and like a public screening, we do have to purchase the rights to show the movie. But that's a good question, Mason.
All right, thank you.
I actually didn't even know about what you mentioned, Mason, before. Thank you for telling me about that. Jakari?
Hi, I'm in full support of this bill. I just have a question about like the student group. I know that we as SGA we're doing the Black History Month initiative, so therefore like it will be, you know, us paying for the cost for the movie. But where do we go as like for other groups who also want like SGA to do something through them? Like, is this going to be like is this the way that we do the proper protocol for this?
I can answer that question. So I'm thinking that, are you asking like, are we going to be doing like basically in collaboration, are we going to be supporting other organizations?
Oh, no, I'm just saying like during Women's History Month, let's say there was a women's student union, will we also be able to give them, like allocate money towards them as well?
So I can't speak for that right now, but for the Black Student Union, we're not really allocating the money in this. We're just in collaboration with them. So they are going to be also providing us with snacks towards the end of the event. So they're, you know, putting their part in as well, but we're not allocating the money in this bill. This is just our part of collaboration with them.
Okay, awesome. I just wanted to make sure, just in case any student groups ask me, like if we could do the same thing for them, but I did the correct response.
And just on to that, like if they would like to collaborate with like any student group organization that would like to collaborate, all we have to do is come and like reach out to a senator such as yourself or any other senators, and then we can reach out to the treasurer as well as myself, and we can figure out how we can allocate those funds as well. Evan, did you have something you wanted to say too?
No, y'all both got it. So
okay, but yeah, if any student organization wants to collab with SGA and need extra funding for that, just reach out to a senator, and then they'll reach out to me. I can entertain a motion to move to discussion. Are there any points of questioning? Jasmine,
Motion to move to discussion if there's no more questions.
is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All right, it has been seconded. Now we are in 5 minutes of discussion. If there are any points of discussion, just put X in the chat. Mara, was that to make a motion or is that for discussion? Okay. If there aren't any, Evan?
Motion to table this for a second reading.
Is there a second?
Second.
This piece has been tabled for a second reading. Now we will be presenting the finance bill from our finance chair. Give me 1 second as I pull it up. All right, Mason, it's on you.
All right, this is Finance Bill 9904, the approval of the Spring 2022 General Elections Budget, short title Spring 2022 Elections, authored by Mason Newcomer, submitted on February 8th, 2022, first reading February 8th. Section 1. The Student Senate of UNC Greensboro's Student Government Association adopts the following bill, whereas the Finance Committee of the Student Senate of UNC Greensboro's Student Government Association has conducted allocation hearings for the spring 2022. And whereas the Finance Committee has assessed and deliberated each student organization's budget request in order to create a finalized budget. And whereas the standard operating procedures state in Article 4, Section B, C, the committee shall generate allocation legislation for consideration by the Senate. Therefore, be it enacted, the spring 2022 elections budget shall be as follows.
Do you want me to just go to the total amount that you've allocated? Or where
Yeah.
do you want me to start? Right here. Okay.
Or you can scroll up to the top. It should be up there as well. That.
Yeah. Thank you.
And as you can see, out of the allocated amount, we're allocating $34,723.40. And then we approved 8 new student groups at a total of $900. Therefore, our total spring allocations comes out to $35,623.40. Does this need to be read a second time?
Yes, but we have to go through the already parliamentary procedure. Edmund, and then we'll just actually do a second reading. But Edmund,
As a motion to move into a period of Q&A.
is there a second?
Second.
All right, are there any questions? Edmund?
Can you just go back to like the overall allocation so we can like see what like the different distribution of allocations?
So there's 2 student groups in here that received no funding. One of them, their entire request was were travel requests, and they were sent to fill out the travel request form. If you go up, we are leaving roughly a little over $4,000 for travel requests. Based on last semester, travel requests are staying with within $100, not many more. So I believe we felt that $4,000 was enough. And the second group that is receiving no funding did not show up to their hearing.
Okay, thank you. Mason, are there any more questions? Seeing none, I can entertain a motion to move into discussion.
Motion to move into discussion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, now we're in 5 minutes of discussion. Mara?
That was a motion.
Oh, that was a motion. Okay. Jakari, actually Evan, sorry.
I was gonna say a motion to view this again as a second reading.
Are there any seconds, dissents?
Second.
Okay. It is now being presented for a second reading on It's February 8th as well. Jakari,
Motion to view as read.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay. It is now viewed as read. Is there a motion to move into Q&A?
Motion to move.
Edmund,
I was gonna say, oh, sorry.
since Jakari was already throwing a motion onto the floor, Jakari,
I'm sorry. Motion to view, to move to Q&A.
Second.
second. Now Evan.
Motion move on previous question.
All right. Michael, can you send out the form so everyone can vote? Put it in the group chat. I mean, not group chat, in the chat. Please make sure, senators, you're the only one voting. I'll mute myself.
Finance Bill 9904 is approved with a vote of 19-0. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
Thank you. This bill has now passed. Are there any other points of new business before we move on? Any motions to add anything to new business? Azariah.
Have new legislation I'd like to add. Be introduced.
Is there a second so I can add this?
Second.
Right. Is that shared? Is that in the shared drive?
I believe so, Edmund. I know you were helping me out with that. Did you find it in the shared drive?
9906.
That is correct.
Is this the correct one?
That is correct.
Okay. It is on you.
All right, so this is my first piece of legislation that I've written. So in the words of Adele, go easy on me, please. But the title of this resolution is, or bill is Transgender Day of Visibility. 9906, short title is TDV. It's authored by myself, Azariah Raphael Journey. It's sponsored by Solani and Leslie. Signatories are Riley and Mason. The date for submitting was February 5th, 2022, and the first reading is today, February 8th, 2022. Thank you for scrolling down. All right, so the Student Senate of UNC Greensboro Student Government Association adopts the following resolution. Whereas currently the University of North Carolina at Greensboro does not include Transgender Day of Visibility, March 31st, which is dedicated to celebrating transgender individuals and raising awareness of discrimination faced by transgender individuals worldwide, nationally, and on campus. Whereas implementing Transgender Day of Visibility as an official calendar holiday would show students that the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, a minority serving institution, MSI, is in support of the ongoing fight for equality and social justice for all, and brings awareness to the ongoing fight for equality and social justice that have been made by transgender individuals in our society and on our campus. Whereas the recognition of Transgender Day of Visibility by the University of North Carolina at Greensboro gives the LGBTQIA2+, especially the transgender community on campus, a sense of inclusion, and can be the foundation to adding more holidays to the academic calendar to recognize other minority groups on campus. And now, therefore, be it resolved upon the passage of this legislation, the Student Government Association of the University of North Carolina at Greensboro will work with the university and the faculty senate so that beginning with the spring 2022 academic calendar and succeeding with summer academic calendars, Transgender Day of Visibility will be added as an official calendar holiday.
Okay, is there a motion? Hold on, the chat is not open my screen for some reason. Is there a motion to move into Q&A?
Motion to move into Q&A.
Is there a second?
Second.
We're now in a 5 minute period of Q&A, excuse me, getting tongue tied. If you have any questions, please put an X in the chat. Riley,
If there are no questions, I motion to move to discussion.
is there a second? Any dissent?
Second.
All right, there's a second. Now we're in a 5 minute period of discussion. Are there any points? Anybody wants to bring a point of discussion? Shira?
Can I be added as a signatory or sponsor, whichever one I'm supposed to be? As a senator?
I actually do not have access to this. Can you please make sure this is put into the drive?
I'm so sorry. I thought I gave you access to it.
I am viewing from the SGA email. If
There we go. And if anyone would like to be added as sponsor or signatory, feel free.
okay, so SNYDR, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Alexis, can someone yield their time to Alexis?
I yield my time.
Okay, Alexis.
Thank y'all. I just wanted to be put as a signatory. Please.
Eli.
Thank you. I just want to be added as a sponsor.
Okay. Would you like Eli or Elijah on the bill?
Elijah, please. Thank you.
Jordan.
Yes, may I be added as well, but can you put Haley Jordan?
Okay. Jakari.
Hi, I just asked for possibility of this bill to change the title since it was similar to a legislation that I wrote prior in the administration.
Is that motion accepted from the author?
And may I ask why the title itself can't stay the same? I can't think of another title outside of visibility.
Okay, that's totally fine. I was just saying, since it is like your legislation, that it could be like a different title since it was very similar to like the legislation that I wrote prior, which is totally fine because we were both co-authors. I was just saying, like, if it was possible for you to think of a new title to put it there. So, because the other one's going to get sent to the draft. So like, it's not going to be a thing.
Transgender Day of Recognition is fine if we want to change the title for that. So there's not any issues.
Thank you.
Not a problem. Glad to help.
Hope I spelled that right. I'm kind of bad at spelling. Okay. David, I see you're out there to be had as well. Shania?
Can you add me as a signatory?
Yes. Are there any other points of discussion? If not, I would like to entertain a motion to table this till next week for a second reading.
Motion to table this to next week.
Is there a second?
Second.
This piece has been tabled. Now back to the Executive Council reports. First up is President Mengesha.
Oh, what's up, everyone? I hope y'all been doing well. Yeah, my office hours are still the same. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays by appointment. Those are my most open days. As many of you have been doing, if you want to talk to me about anything, just reach out to me and we can schedule something up. What I've been up to, I had an executive council meeting. Also had that COVID response meeting with administration. Glad to get that COVID forum out of that. That went today. And shout out to Jasmine for that. Did an amazing job with being a monitor up there with our chancellor, senior provost, and vice chancellors as such. I also had the council of student body presidents meeting. That's my meeting with the other student body presidents within ASG. We meet bi-weekly on Thursday, so we were discussing about funding within ASG, how to reallocate some of the funding that has been used for the anticipation of in-person meetings, but since we went virtual, trying to find ways to reallocate that money. On Friday, I had interviewed Chief Boyce for a Black History Month spotlight that the school is writing up. I had another conversation with him, and every conversation I have with him, goes great. And I'll be sure to share that link whenever that news article is written up. A lot of stuff I didn't know about him, found out. Dealing with campus concerns. I also had a one-on-one with Chancellor Gilliam yesterday. My monthlies with him, they always go well, giving me piece of advice and how to be a strong student leader, especially a Black student leader. I look up to Chancellor Gilliam. He does an amazing job of leading our school in the right direction within the UNC system. I also had an executive cabinet meeting yesterday where we discussed some initiatives and plannings and how we want to move forward for the rest of the session. We'll be giving out reports on that next week, and there are a lot of good stuff coming out of cabinet. So, I'm just excited to be able for them to share that. And then I have my one-on-one with Isabella today. Yeah, you can go ahead. And also with that is one-on-one with Isabella, we discussed about if you want to make any events, we were going through and doing that through Spartan Connect. So make sure you reach out to her about that or myself. You can go ahead. And then what's coming up, executive council meeting tomorrow with Seam, Peyton, Aaron, and Meredith. I will also have my one-on-one with Dr. Akins on Thursday. I have another council student body presidents meeting where we will be actually going ahead and making revisions to some of the funding legislation. We'll be getting my Bronze Leadership Challenge tomorrow, and then some fine tuning within SGA, trying to get some things straightened up, and then also looking for a Black therapist. So, it's Black History Month, and I've really just taken it upon myself to better my health in all aspects. So if y'all know any good resources for that, please let me know. And then that picture right there, that's my brother right there in the middle. I went to his senior night, so that was kind of cool. He's growing up on me, so That was fun going back and watching them play. So that's what I've been up to in the past week. Hope y'all been for sure go Eagles, you know. But yeah, so if y'all need anything, please reach out to me. Thank you.
Next up is Peyton, our Attorney General.
Hey y'all, I hope everyone's having a great week. I just wanted to start off with this cute little comic that I saw on, thank you Maura for putting that in the chat. I know that was something that I saw on Twitter earlier. That's an awesome resource. So yeah, pause. Anyway, yeah, so here's a little graphic that I saw on Twitter actually yesterday, and I don't know, it just made me really happy. I think there's a lot of pressure in society to kind of not care or like be chill or whatever, and I like the idea of being chalant instead of nonchalant. So this cute little frog says, I'm chalant, I care. So I really liked that. Just what I've been up to, I had meetings for my disciplinary honors project today. I'm really, really excited. I'm partnering with Dr. Cabello and Dr. Briones in the Languages, Literatures, and Cultures department doing my survey on language acquisition and the impact on cultural competence. So we're kind of fine tuning my survey right now. And it's honestly going really well, and I'm really proud of it so far. So yeah, had a conduct team meeting last Friday. Haz and Sahim mentioned meetings with administrators about COVID concerns, and yeah, shout out to Jasmine. Y'all did an amazing job on the webinar today. I've been working so much, work at Southland Brewing. So if you're ever in that area, come say hi. And then I'm also prepping for the GRE. I take the GRE on Friday. It's kind of killing me a little bit, but it's okay. It'll be over soon. So that is what I keep telling myself. But yeah, if you have any words of wisdom, thank you, Haz. I appreciate it. If you have any words of wisdom for the GRE, let me know because I need it. You can go ahead, Sahim. Cool. So coming up, meetings with Haz, Sahim, Meredith, and Aaron as needed. Exec council meeting next week. I've been tutoring with the Center for New North Carolinians. Haven't been feeling well this week, so I wasn't able to go the past 2 days, but I'm really hoping to start feeling better by the end of the week and get back into tutoring and miss the kiddos. So yeah, like I mentioned, my honor survey release, hopefully also next week. Super excited. Conduct team meeting next Friday. Some hearings coming up. And then, like I said, GRE on Friday. Thank you so much, everyone in the chat. Y'all are being so nice. And then my quote of the week is, the greatness of a community is most accurately measured by the compassionate actions of its members, Coretta Scott King. And I feel like she doesn't often get the recognition she deserves for just being a really, really cool and amazing person. I highly suggest looking into her if you don't know that much about her work. She's genuinely incredible. So, but I loved this quote and I hadn't seen it before. So hope it resonates with everyone. Yeah, remember why you're here. Remember why you chose to join SGA. And that's all I have to say. I hope everyone has a good week.
So what I've been up to is I have exec council meetings. I had some one-on-ones, as well as I had a one-on-one with Aaron to talk about some future initiatives, new legislation, mental health forum that I'm doing with the Faculty Senate as well as the Graduate Senate as like a sort of collaborative thing that's coming up in March. More details will be given. Right now, we're trying to finish out our planning phase for that. So it's going to be a graduate senate and faculty, not graduate senate, graduate senate, staff senate, and faculty senate team up to do a mental health forum in March. COVID concerns meeting with Jasmine Edmond and administration, as well as Haz. There just to bring up the concerns. And then we also had the COVID concerns forum today. Again, shout out to Jasmine for doing such an amazing job moderating today. It was just really good, as well as campus concerns. And then I also met with Dr. Craig. I don't have any pictures because I couldn't find a picture to fit in with anything. So this week is bland. So what's coming up with classes, exec council meetings, more senator one-on-ones. I did forget to put this up there. I do have a meeting with GSA coming up with Nagla, the president, just to talk about some other things that like some collaboration with GSA and SGA, as well as just some check-in, as well as my chart is coming up this Saturday. So definitely excited. Are there any questions? All right, senator forum. Any senator may speak up at this moment to to speak on matters pertaining to SGA? Just put an X in the chat if you would like to speak. Azariah.
Just wanted to take a moment and thank everyone who supported the first piece of legislation that I wrote. It means a lot to not only myself, but to an entire community at UNCG. So I just wanted to personally take the time and thank each and every one of you for the support that I've gotten while writing it and tonight, and just say that I appreciate y'all.
If there are no further points, we're going to move into announcements. Any member of SGA may speak up at this time, at this point, for 2 minutes with any announcements that they have. Shira. Oh, Peyton, then Shira, then Isabella.
Hey y'all, this will be really quick. One of my social work professors told my class, yesterday was Monday, yesterday that the Peace Haven Farm is looking for some virtual volunteers. So if y'all are looking for an opportunity to volunteer with a community nonprofit, they're fantastic and I highly recommend it. So if you're interested in that, just reach out to me. And then as always, the CNNC situation as well that I talk about every week, please just reach out to me if you're interested in that.
Yeah, go ahead, Shira.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to say that next week the GSA is hosting their Come Talk With Me event. It's going to be virtual, but their Come Talk With Me event is essentially students doing presentations on either what they're doing research on, or their backgrounds, or where they come from, or hobbies and whatever. So it would be great if you guys wanted to come out and see like what the graduate students are actually doing and what their interests are and who they are as people. You are all more than welcome to come.
Okay, Isabella.
Hi, everyone. I'm Isabella. If you don't know me, I'm the chief of staff, so I work with Haas directly. And I just wanted to just give another reminder about to you all about the Spartan Connect. So if y'all have events that you need me to post on there, please go ahead and make sure all of your information is ready to go, including a flyer. You can either make one yourself, or you can ask Sierra, our Secretary of Media Affairs, to do that for you. But either way, just please make sure you send me all that information all together so I can get that up and posted for y'all. And also, I have been working with a graduate assistant at Kaplan in regarding their sensory room that they are doing. Well, it's more of like a sensory space. But anyway, they would like SGA's input on some materials and everything that they would like to put together in that space. So if you're interested in helping me out with that, feel free to email me or send me a DM, and I'd love to get y'all's opinions. Thank you.
Sierra.
Hey y'all, Isabella kind of touched on it already, but like she said, I'm the Secretary of Media Affairs, and I just wanted to remind y'all to, if you have any events coming up or anything, if you could just send me a message on GroupMe, or I actually made a Google form where you can fill out if you have an event coming up and want a flyer made. If you could just have that sent to me. I asked like a week in advance, but if it's a little later than that, that's okay, just so me and the PR team can make a quality post. But like I said, I know y'all have a lot going on. I just want to make sure I'm able to advertise it with quality and get that out there for y'all. Also, me and the PR team are going to be hosting a little tabling event at the EUC on February 16th. It's Campus Questions Black History Month edition, where we're going to be giving out prizes to people who will answer the questions on film, and then later we'll edit it and make it a little like a reel or video to put on Instagram and YouTube. So if you guys want to help out with that or come out to that, feel free. That's February 16th, and we just made a flyer, so we'll be posting that soon. Also, I just want to let y'all know that me and the PR team are working on website updates. So if you have anything specifically you want to see on the website, feel free to send me a group me message, but we have that in the works. So yeah.
Alexis? Alexis?
She put
Alexis can't talk. She put it in the chat.
Okay, didn't see that. Okay, Kendall?
Hi everyone. If you don't know me already, I'm Kendall Ivy and I'm the ASG liaison. Since my job with ASG is really like on a month-to-month basis, I'm always helping out with SGA in any way. So, and if you need any help or advice on your initiatives, please reach out to me. You can contact me through GroupMe, email. I can give you my phone number, anything like that. And also, if I definitely encourage, if you haven't been to the cubicles yet, please like stop by there like any time of the day. Most of us are usually in there. And I definitely encourage everyone to, if you have time and you want to find a place to work or bounce ideas off each other, please utilize the cubicles. I think it's a great place just to not only get work done and be productive, but get to know other members of SGA if you feel like you haven't gotten the opportunity to, since we've been virtual mostly, which I hope that we get to go in person again at some point this semester. But yeah, if you need me for anything, please reach out to me, or if you see me on campus, feel free to stop me. And yeah, that's it.
Shania?
Okay, hi. I've brought it to y'all's attention before, but it was about Food Insecurity Student Collective. We're still looking for more volunteers, and if you guys are interested, I'll definitely drop my email so you guys can message me. And if you want more volunteer hours, you can definitely tap in with that. And I'll be creating their very first Instagram page. So when I make that, I'll send the link to it and you guys can tap in with that. Thank you.
Edmund?
Hey y'all, two small things. One, I mentioned it, but next Tuesday from 12 to 2, we'll be tabling, handing out face masks. Sierra, I'll send you the full information so y'all can get a flyer for that. So be on the lookout for that. Secondly, if you all have anything legislation related, please send all that to Jasmine Israel. She will be taking over the legislative committee for me for the next few weeks, taking sort of like a step back from SGA. Not necessarily, don't know if it's going to be permanent or not, but Jasmine will be in charge of the legislative committee until I say otherwise. This is my last meeting. Y'all have been great. If not, I'll see y'all in the near future. But yeah, if I did make a promise to you to help you out with something though, I'm still going to follow through. I'm a man of my word. So if I told you I was going to help you out with a piece of legislation or an initiative, I'm still going to help you out with it regardless of what I decide to do. But I just wanted to share that with you all.
Paige?
Hey everyone, I'm Paige Gammon, the Secretary of Business Affairs. If you don't know already, I just wanted to announce the campus safety walk. So our tentative date is March 1st. So please put that on your calendars. We definitely want all of SGA to be there. So if you can, please come help out, spread the word. We're trying to do pizza afterwards outside. So if that's an incentive to come, please come. But yeah, we just want to make sure that the campus is accessible to everyone and that we're reporting anything that we see that's unusual or may harm somebody. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Jakari?
I just wanted to let everyone know that SGA is accessible to everyone, and we all should take the time, if we have different ideas, to write legislation for this session. Don't feel afraid to write legislation. If you feel like you don't know where to start, you can always come to any of your senators. We're all here to support you, or anyone on the legislative committee. Also, when you're writing legislation, write from your heart and write what you mean. And yeah, that's all. Just make sure that we're doing things for our constituents.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other points of announcements? Also, Paige, there is a question in chat for you. If not, Alani, can you please do the adjournment roll call?
Yes.
Brandon Monroe, Ramira Perry, Caleb Becoat, David Gonzalez Hernandez,
Sophomore Senator present.
Riley Corsalt. I'm so sorry if I say y'all's name wrong in advance.
Sophomore Senator present.
Haley Jordan,
Sophomore Senator present.
Toluwanimi Debayo Dehutsi, Seven Fierce, Shania Clark, Diana Martinez, Cameron Ziegler,
Diana Martinez present. Sorry.
Joshua Brown, Sunika Singhal, Shira Snyder,
Graduate Senator present.
Jakari Hudson,
Jakari L. Hudson, Commuter Senator present. God bless.
Tyler Holden,
Commuter Senator present.
Jack Stevens,
Commuter Senator present.
Jasmine Israel,
Presidential Senator present.
Denia Terrell, Tim Thang, Nicolette Boykins,
She's looking at the wrong one.
Azariah Journey,
Present.
Eli King,
At-large Senator present.
Maura Crenshaw,
At-large Senator present.
Jeremy Brown,
Student Organization Senator present.
Edmund Gayton,
Edmund P. Gayton, Student Organization Senator present.
Mason Newcomer,
Brian School, Senator present.
Leslie, I'm going to tear this up and I just refuse to do that.
It's all good. Leslie Catitlan, College of Arts and Sciences Senator present.
Oh, that's pretty. Kalani Shaw,
Hey, it's Saloni, School of Ed Senator present.
I am so sorry. Kennedy Green,
Health and Human Sciences Senator present.
Okay. I call this meeting to adjournment at 8:52. Have a great night, everyone. Do your homework. If you have homework, do it the rest of your night.